Hello, how are we doing today? Okay, so this is my the new world I'm building. This is Palu. It's based on I built a map in the map editor called Aruka, and I have already started I've already done a build on this and got up to about 180,000 people, and I ran into some trouble with citizen units. So I maxed out my citizen units, and the city went really well up until I reached that point. And even though it had 170,000 people, I end up having 524 citizen units. And I've googled everywhere, I've asked forums, I've been all over the shop, and no one can really tell me what a citizen unit is or how to control it. So I've pretty much had to abandon that city. I also set out with the ambition of having 1 million people on the build, and it hasn't. I've sort of given up on that because I'm not really that bothered. I don't see it as a particular goal I want to set. I just want to get a really good functioning city with about. It'd be nice to have, say, 250,000, 250,000 here at least. But I want to get the infrastructure and everything spot on. So as you can see, I've already got ore and oil and farmland and everything, and it's just a matter of planting trees for the forestry. But I will move these. I will terraform a bit. This was a great map to work with, and I do love the waterfall and that, and the river, the water was very reliable, etc. It's been a great map. I will do a little bit more terraforming on it now, though, because I want to flatten some areas that the whole thing's sort of slowly sloping, so I want to fix that up. But anyway, this is it. I won't babble on too much. I'll check back in a day, and we'll see where we're up to. Okay, so we're about 2 hours in. So much for waiting until tomorrow. But anyway, so what I've done is set up 3 grid templates, and I'm not saying this whole map's going to be set up like this, but I wanted to get a foundation grid for each type of property, and that way I've got something to start with, and I can focus on setting up my industries DLC stuff then. And these I've saved and exported as assets, so I can just copy and paste them as I want. So this one's residential, and they do look, outwardly they look the same, but they're not, and I'll explain what I've done here. The residential, well, to begin with, it's a grid of 6 blocks. I've minimized the amount of intersections, connected all the pathways. I've also put in bridges here. I'm trying to avoid people crossing the roads as much as possible. It's not so vital in residentials because you don't get a lot of traffic in residentials if you keep the trucks out. So yeah, I haven't worried too much there. I've beautified, I've used the good quality streets from the outset so that we've got good land values. That's about it. Not much more to remark upon there. I've got 1 exit going out to the freeway at the moment, which I've rounded off so traffic can get in and out. You'll also notice on the highway here I've put it looks really dodgy, but I just did a quick loop because it's only a temporary thing. But that's just so that when traffic gets out, it can get back in again. Moving on to the commercial, and what I'll add here too is my goal. One thing that I've struggled with in every map is that trucks just get mental. It's not even the cars are a bit annoying, but it's the trucks and buses for that matter. But the trucks getting stuff around, and then you get all your not enough goods, unable to get stock, all this sort of nonsense that just ends up breaking the game. So what my goal is to keep trucks in the grid. They don't leave their area. So this commercial district, it's going to have a road in, but it's going to be cars only. And all the stock is going to come in by rail. Similarly, in the industrial area, the trucks are going to be locked in here. Everything goes out by the railway station. So I'm not going to have trucks running around. There are a few trucks, particularly mod mod assets that do slip through, but they're only about 5 or 10%. I can live with that. You've also got vans that are going to do deliveries. That's fine too. That little bit of trickle won't blow out my numbers, and it will also help with deliveries. So that's okay. I'm allowing for that. But the goal is to keep everybody locked in here. Cars, I don't mind them getting into the commercial area. That's fine. I don't mind them getting into the industrial area. I'm not going to make industrials a drive-through thing, so it will only be workers going into the industrial area. It will only be shoppers going to the commercial area. So that should work out really well. With the commercial also, what I've done, another big problem is pedestrians. I don't want pedestrians holding up traffic. So we've got all these walk bridges between the different grids. We've got 4 walk bridges there connecting the 6. I've also got footpaths here connecting it. And you'll notice in the middle I've got a monorail. The reason I've gone for monorail is I've found them the most effective way to connect points of interest with people. So if you've got like a university or something like that, forget trains, forget buses, chuck in a monorail, and they actually turn a profit too. They're quite easy to turn a profit on a monorail. So I'll end up hooking one up to the residential here later on. I just didn't want to put too many assets in there at the moment while I'm setting up the foundation stuff. Again, I've beautified the streets and that, so we instantly get good property values. And now to the industrial. Now again, I've used the grass-lined streets. A lot of people might think that weird, but that does count towards property values in industrial. So if you beautify the streets, even if they end up polluted, it doesn't matter. You're starting with good value land. You're not going to be struggling with land value problems. I've gone 3-lane wide road all around here, and that's just so because I like to jump in here later with the TMPE, and I'll change all these arrows to strict turn left, straight ahead, turn right, and that way you just control the traffic flow and you stop getting everybody bunching up in one lane, because they try to predict the next turn, and they do. They know the path they're going to make as soon as the truck is spawned. So you want to make sure that it's going to go in the right lane, in the correct lane, and not hold up traffic. So it's all just this little bit of planning that's going to make the whole thing run a lot more smoothly. Walkways aren't really essential in industrial area. I just left them there in case there is any walking traffic. The train, the reason I've kept the train, I basically used the commercial as a template for the industrial. And 2 things you'll notice is on the commercial, it's only a short road. On the industrial, it's a long road. And that is because my experience so far is that, it's weird, but a hell of a lot more trucks seem to go to deliver the stuff to rail than what comes out the other end. So I mainly want it to get to market. Well, I'll test this theory, but I'm sure that'll be ample for what I need. Definitely need the long road there so you don't have trucks despawning because they can't get to the station. Here in the commercial, they should get out nice and quick. What else is there? I think that's about it. I'm just about ready to mark up my first property now. I've spent half my money, so I'd better start earning some. We'll get a few properties going, and I've got to connect these rail lines, of course. I've got to connect that monorail, and as soon as that's done, we get a few. I'll wait until I'm actually returning a 0 return, because I'll be with these train stations and monorails and that, I'll be copping a big hit with expenses for about the next maybe the next 10-20 minutes real time. And I can still go into loans if I need to. But yeah, that should be good. And I'll set up the Industries DLC next, and I'll do them down here. I'm going to put the Industries down towards here. I'll have a harbour in eventually. Over on the island here, I'm going to put in an airport, an air cargo port, and chuck a bridge over here. There'll be a monorail. We'll have the university down this way somewhere near the river mouth. And yeah, it's all happening. Righto. Chat you soon.